everyone. It is Wednesday. Wednesday, I tell you. It is. Welcome to Wednesday night. How are you tonight? What are you feeling grateful for tonight? What are you? And you? And what about you? What are you grateful for tonight? On this Wednesday night. That is what we're talking about. That is what we're talking about. What you are grateful for. I can't believe it is Wednesday. Some would even say it is Hump Day. Hump Day, people. It is, it is. Tell me about your day and what you are grateful for tonight. I'm grateful to have you here on this Wednesday night. The 10th, you've knocked out 1/3 of the month already. 1/3. Boom. Done. Done. Hey, Adele and Dazzle. Dazzle and the pets of Narts. I have been told I've been excluding Kippy and all these other pets. The pets of Narts. It's treat time. It is treat time, people. The pets of You're Not Alone running this store. Hey, Barb Gallo, how are you? It is great to have you here live from Pittsburgh. What is happening in your world? Good sales and got your gift shop set up. Boom! That is the way we roll, Kitty. That is the way we roll for a hump day. That is awesome. I was semi-productive. Well, I was productive. I got a lot done and talked to a lot of people, but today is hump day, but I feel like, while we're over the hump of the week, I feel like my list is just beginning. You're trying to get all this stuff done before you go away, and it's like my list is long. My list is long, but it will happen. My new order of wood signs came in and everything, and I'm like, yeah, that's important, but it's a low priority. It's those won't spoil. Let's get the new chocolates and stuff that I got out. I got a really cool, speaking of chocolates, we got a really cool rack of chocolates in that is a big part of it is all these individual letters, so you can spell out. They retail for about $2.50 a piece, the letters, and then you can spell out things like happy birthday or Kitty or Barb. You can put out somebody's name in chocolate or something, and it's really cool. It retails for about $2.50 a letter, so I'm curious how that goes. And they had a bunch of other really cool chocolate treats that we got from the same company, including Rice Krispie treats, which I've tasted those. Those are very good. Chocolate covered Rice Krispie treats. Very, very good. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. On our website now. Well, actually, no, they're not. I don't have art for those, so I have to have somebody take the pictures. A wonderful sales day. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I said, I got to check sales, and then I didn't. I did not check sales. But we usually do well tomorrow. Veterans Day is usually a strong day for us. There's a lot of schools and people have off, so we usually do well that day. And we've had a generally strong month so far. So great. I love hearing all this good news. Well, I'm going to get going here tonight because you guys are between me and dinner. And I'm getting hungry. Hangry? Hungry? I don't know. There, I tried to be hip for a minute. Oh, that's awesome, Rose. Congratulations on the new hire. Congratulations. And glad to hear Veterans Day is usually good for you as well, Kitty. Yeah, I mean, I've been having a lot of great discussions. Actually, several of the stores I talked to today, Rose, now that you bring it up, was all talking about help and positive things with that. And had a lot of wage talk today. Let's talk. Let me get started with the Good Morning, Good Night book, and then we'll talk about it. Tonight in the Good Morning, Good Night book, we're on page 82. 82. So I can't look directly at you. You're an eclipse. Good morning. You're an eclipse. Good morning. So part of what we've talked, what came from the multiple people I talked to today about staff that reached out to me with staffing, was that they are getting better people. They are getting better applicants. They have an opportunity to get some better people. The underlying thing, well, there were two underlying themes. There were two underlying themes with that. One was, am I overstaffed? Okay, am I overstaffed? And the answer to that is maybe. Okay, it's okay to have staff as long as the business can support it. Okay, so that you can work on the business. Okay, and when I say on the business, people think, oh, it's just business growth he's talking about and working on the big picture and growth of business. When I talk about business growth, I'm also talking about the growth of your team. The growth of your team and how you invest in your team and how you help your team grow. Okay. And so what opportunities you can provide them to help them grow, and to help them feel valued through growth by investing in them and investing in their growth, even if eventually they grow beyond you. And that's okay if they grow beyond you. Okay. If they don't grow as fast as the business, but you help them grow beyond you, that's okay. It never feels right at the time because you're like, I'm sad to lose Susie and she was so wonderful. But she grew beyond you, and you were part of that development process. And that is so very, very important. So very, very important, because your staff, your team, you are curators of your team. You are caretakers of them, just like the goods in your store. Okay, you have this one shirt, this one desk, this one dresser. Okay, that is unique to everything else in your store. And you are a caretaker, a curator of that for a period of time until it goes beyond you. Okay, till it goes on to its new home. And sometimes that happens with staff. We have staff that stays with us and continues to grow at the same rate the business grows, and we're able to help them develop and grow. But sometimes you have that little Energizer bunny that grows beyond you, and that's okay. The other side of it with this, and one of the stores, hey Kelly, it is great to have you here live. Great to have you here live tonight. One of the things I do, if I'm sitting with you one-on-one and we're talking about your team, one of the things I do with that, one of the things I do when I'm talking about your team, well, there's many things that I do. Okay, one of the things I'm doing is I'm asking about what their superpower is. Okay, I want to know, everybody has a superpower. Everybody puts on a cape. Okay, hang on a second. Do I have a cape here? Hang on. Let me put on a cape. Everybody has a cape. Woo! Okay, something that they put on their cape for. Okay, and it excels at above everybody else. So one of the things I'm always talking about is what is this particular staff member's superpower? Okay, because that's really important to know and to be able to identify. Hey, we are broadcasting it on both Facebook and YouTube. Any problems with Facebook? Hop right on over to YouTube. That must mean my peanut gallery's home, because Cassandra's been burning the midnight oil too. So that part is important. The other portion that's important when we talk about staff and team members is ranking them. And there is always, no matter how big or how small your staff is, there is always a bottom 10%. There's always a bottom 10% of your staff. Okay. I can't stress that enough. And that comes the always be hiring idea. Okay. And part of that, there's a bottom 10%. There's always a bottom 10%, no matter how great your team is, no matter how high performing your business is and your team is, there's always a bottom 10%. And if I'm sitting with you one on one, I'm going to make you tell me who's at the top and who's at the bottom and everywhere in between. And that isn't always an easy exercise, especially when you're really close to it, okay? Because you are close to them. So part of that is me dragging you through that exercise, okay? Part of that is dragging you through this, so that you can help them grow, so that you can grow yourself. But it's also when you get that application, like one store owner I was working with today, has this application from somebody and they're not hiring right now, but they think they could be really amazing, and could really help them grow. And I'm like, okay, hiring in case somebody leaves. There are, with that, Kelly, is in having, margin or space with staff, okay, is also staff should wrap themselves up, okay? For $1 you're spending on staff, it should come back to you as a $5 bill. So if I'm spending $1 for this team member, how do I get my business in a position? How does this person add to the team so that the $1 I'm spending on them comes back as a $5? How does that $1 I'm spending on them, okay? So if I'm paying somebody $10 an hour, how does that generate $50? Okay. So it's not, it is always okay to have a little bit of margin. And I tend to run a little on the tighter side because I want a cohesive team and things. But how do you keep that? Okay. And how does that person, if you add extra, how does that help you grow the business? How does that grow revenue? Okay. And even if that's not an instant, okay, after what period? So, for example, I count when we just hire a regular associate in the stores, I don't count their first 2 weeks of payroll towards payroll budgets. It's training. Okay. That at the 2 week mark, with the first 2 weeks, is training time. And I don't count those hours, okay, towards a payroll budget. That doesn't mean they won't still be training on other things after 2 weeks, but they should be adding value after 2 weeks in some form or fashion. So with the $2 so after the 2 weeks they should be adding value. That doesn't mean we're not going to train them on other parts of the business or grow them, but they should be a contributing factor. They should be generating me $1.10, $1.25. They should be doing something, even if that something is just picking up the store or ringing register. They should have a basic competency if we've done a good job. Okay, if you aren't getting the results you expect after 2 weeks, the onus is to look in the mirror. Okay, did we do what we were supposed to level this person up, to provide them the tools? Because one of the most important things I believe I do is get the right people on the bus. So that becomes another question. Is this the right person? Did we totally miss something? Are they completely the wrong person? Okay. Did we screw up? Okay. Are they the right person? If they are the right person, what have we done wrong if they are not adding value after 2 weeks? That doesn't mean that there's not growth available. There should always be growth. We want to grow everybody. We want to grow the company. We want to grow them. We want to grow everybody. But they should be adding value. And if they're not, You really have to take a hard look at it. And why are they on the bus? And where is that in that conversation? And that's taking into account they're not like a 5 hour a week person. Okay, I mean that spreads the length of time a little bit. I use the 2 week time frame for somebody that's working, let's call it 20 hours a week, 15, 20 hours a week. If they're doing that, they should know a basic level and be adding value after that period of time in whatever their role is. Great question, Kelly. Great question about would it be tacky or awkward to ask each staff member to reflect and tell me what they think their superpower is? No, it isn't. Okay, because I ask staff that. Okay, I ask staff that. And when I'm in, if I were in your store doing a one-on-one with you, I would actually be asking all of your staff members. That would be one of the things I would directly ask them. Sometimes it is easier when it comes from somebody else. Okay, so when I'm asking a staff member, what do you think your superpower is? They are not my direct report. Okay, they except for the store managers. Okay, they are not my direct report. They don't report directly to me. So it comes off slightly less awkward. I mean, they're caught up in the why is Neil talking to me more than where is Neil going with this? And but I usually set the stage with it. Part of when I ask about superpowers, I set the stage just like I did here with you tonight. I mean, it looks freaky and everything else, and your cape and everything else. And part of it, when I say that, Kelly, is I'd be talking to you one on one. And sometimes the superpower is different, like you say, but I set it up. I set it up and I say, everybody has a quality. Everybody has a superpower, something that they do, that they come in and they put on the cape. They put on the cape and they take off and sell it better than anyone. Okay, that is truly their shining thing. Okay, and you can talk about what makes you. So, what is your superpower? And you'll get some amazing answers. You'll get some amazing answers. You'll get customer service. I just shine. Okay, the lights come on, and it's like I'm on Broadway when I have the opportunity to interact with a customer. My superpower is processing inventory. I can bang out the inventory better than anybody else. I can pick up the store. I am the best organizer. You'll be amazed at what people tell you is their superpower or that they feel their superpower is. And it is important to understand things from their perspective. It is important to. But, when the lights shine on Broadway, whatever you can carry, okay? I mean, I have this personality that I can carry the Superman one. I can carry the lights on Broadway. The lights come on and they are shining on you because you are doing this. What is that superpower? What is your superpower? And so you have to have a way that you can convey that with that energy about that. The actual relating money to it, Kelly, is something that most team members can't grasp. Your managers usually can, okay, or at least they can wrap their arms around it a little bit. The financial side of it, okay, but most team members can't wrap that. They don't understand how their paycheck is generated, okay, and how many dollars it is, okay, to pay their one. Okay, that you have to put that $5 bill in the register to pay them $1. And most of them can't fully comprehend that. Okay, or they'd be taking the risk. They'd be the crazy woman that is putting their name out there and creating their own store. So that almost puts too much pressure on a lot of team members. And I say that with learning that over a lot of years, okay, and working with a lot of different team members. Okay, the person, as I was talking to a congressman earlier today, I mean, the person who, would be crazy enough, okay, a true superwoman to go out there and put their name on a store, borrow money from their friends and family, max out their credit cards, and open their own store isn't the same person that's working for you. They aren't going to understand that relativeness to it. And a lot of young business owners, and I mean in terms of being in business for a period of time, don't fully understand that, because sometimes it's just like, I'm tired and I need somebody to do the work, but they don't understand how to help their team become more motivated and work that through so that they can help their team member grow, and that their team member isn't just, they're punching a clock, but is actually being productive and generating revenue for you. Michelle showed up live tonight. Hello, Michelle. It is great to have you here. So, that becomes part of that discussion. But knowing in your mind what you're to do with that and grow that, because team members are there to pay for themselves. It's also you're there to nurture them. You're there like a plant to help them grow, like these plants here. Mine are fake, but there are real. I think they're fake. I don't know. I don't think they put any real plants on my set. You did walk into a great conversation. I've gone down a rabbit hole tonight, Michelle, but you walked into a great conversation about being a better leader. You walked into a great conversation. Or at least let me say, I think you walked into a great conversation. It is not what I planned on tonight, but that is that is the path Rose sent me on tonight. Rose sent me on, and I just, when it's sort of like that bottle that you pour out, although I had a bottle basically go all over my desk today. It was a big mess. At least I wasn't on a Zoom at the time that I had that big mess today. But that is what that is part of your mindset. That is part of your mindset. And when I talk about the bottom 10%, even if you have an incredibly high performing team, your team is amazing. They've got the momentum and driving your business forward. And they are truly amazing people. There's somebody that is weaker than the other. Okay. And so having your eyes open for great talent, seeing how they can add to your team and grow your business. Okay. To grow. Okay. Because that's what it's about. Because we aren't growing, we're dying. And so we have to be growing. And remember, I said next year we're going to level up. We are going to level up yet again. We are going to grow this yet again. And it doesn't matter where you are in business. We are going to grow on this. It will be hard, Nancy. Nancy, that is hard. But and you have some great people. But there's always the bottom. And so how do we lift them up is part of it. How do we help them focus better? How do we help them grow? And if not, that's part of replacing it. And part of this comes from, I know it's been in the news a lot today, yesterday and today, about GE separating into 3 companies. But the bottom 10% philosophy is philosophy from the good old days of Jack Welch, when he ran GE and really had GE in growth mode and was unbelievable growth at GE. This was something he went through with his managers. This is something he went through. But you have to set up the superpower. You can't just say, tell me what your superpower is. You have to set that up. You have to put on the light. Now, the other side of that is, okay, so if you also want to know what their superpower is, adapt, improve, and experiment. That's exactly right, Kelly. That is exactly right. But when you find their superpower, you will also find, and it is incredibly important to find this from their perspective. Okay, you will find their kryptonite. Okay, so if you can be Superman, okay, if you can be Superman or Superwoman, okay, what is your kryptonite? What does this do? I was looking at a graphic last night, and I was getting Cassandra's opinion on it that somebody had sent me and everything, and um, she's like, and Cassandra's like, so that's really good with these colors and everything, and that's not my thing. Colors and appreciation of all that is not my thing. And Cassandra said, you understand that showing it to you on a black background. And I'm like, no, I didn't understand that, but now I do. Oh, that makes sense. That looks really good in black, on black, because that's the way it looks. And so you take that. So yes, everybody has a superpower. Everybody has a kryptonite, and getting people to understand that. But like visual presentation. So that was a perfect example of, I know how important visual presentation is. Okay, but I don't always understand to see it. Okay, I know what looks good or doesn't look good to me, but does this go with that or anything else? That's not my thing. But I surround myself with people whose thing it is. Okay, I surround myself, okay, with people that it is, and I keep them. The next side of this, and I'm not gonna. We have dived so deep on this tonight. I'm not going to dive on it tonight, but I guess I will dive on it tomorrow night. Is we have to talk about compensation. We have to talk about compensation because there are inflationary pressures on that, and that's a whole nother night. I could go on for a while. I can and I will go on for a while on that, but not tonight. Again, quick government update, because I've had this conversation. You got to love congressmen, okay? I mean, I was on with Congressman Courtney today, and he's like, well, nobody's using the employee retention credit, so us eliminating it's not a big deal. It's not it's not a big deal. And I'm like, you don't get it. You're not looking at real numbers. You're looking at trailing numbers, not leading numbers, because the IRS is so back. You're not looking at the right numbers. So this was helping and is helping businesses. This is helping with the recovery. We were talking about the recovery and how it is helping communities. And I'm for the infrastructure plan. I am very much for what is happening with the $1 trillion, $1.2 trillion that's passed. It is going to be phenomenal for our communities, our main streets, our states. And I'm very excited about that. But I don't want to leave people out in the cold. So one of the questions that's come up from businesses today is, okay, I've been claiming it in the fourth quarter, so I'm going to owe, I'm going to owe this money back for the last, 6 weeks or so that I've been claiming it in the fourth quarter. And that is true. Okay. The IRS hasn't said yet how they're going to get that from you. So I'd hold off. I just wouldn't claim it any further. Know that you're going to owe what you've taken. My guess is that you're going to have to pay it when you file your 941, but we will probably have more guidance on that soon. And when I know it, I will share it. When I know for sure, but that is what I'm expecting, is that you will have to do that. The other thing that they have cut as part of this, okay, is they've cut some of the money the SBA has to give on EIDL. So if you are waiting on an increase, okay, or waiting on your first EIDL or anything else with an EIDL, you want to get on the SBA now, okay, because, I know when government says, oh, we're taking 13 billion from that and a few billion, all of a sudden it sounds like fake money, but this is real money for real businesses. And the program is supposed to end at the end of this year. I want to make sure you get your money and that you are there and you are stronger. So if you are waiting on it, we need to follow up and beat up the SBA and make sure that you get the money that you are waiting for. So start making phone calls. If you have any problems, reach out to me. Happy to help. But know that's an issue. It's not like when they take that money, when the president signs the bill and they transfer the money out of the SBA, that the SBA will be out of money on that day. They still have money beyond that. They're still going to have many billions of dollars left in the EIDL program, but it is whenever you take billions out of your bank account, that leaves you with less. And that's what this bill does when the president signs it. So just know that. And so follow up if you are waiting. You know what else you can do? This video and everything I talk about, goes over to nerds.org/resale strong by noon the next day. Noon, I tell you, all the files, all the links, everything, including a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, ring the bell, ring that bell. So you know when another one drops. You can also share it with all your friends in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody make it to the other side. I'm here every night at More 8 Than Ish, live in the Nards private Facebook group and streaming on YouTube. That's where you find me. But if you, I see you there saying, I might have a question, just email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com. NEIL@ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. That's how we roll here. Tonight we're on page 82 if you're following along with that. How was it with the rum, Kelly? How was it with the rum? On page 82, you're so pretty I can't look directly at you. You're an eclipse. Good morning. I may get creative with whatever liquor we have left in the house as we make it to we're trying not to buy extra groceries and extra stuff. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We might have some rum someplace. I might have to look for that. I think I have some in the garage when my sister was here. The sun is gone, but you remained undim and glorious. Good night. There's your graphics, folks. That is your good night. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah even. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, you know what? I'm going to be there with you. But until then, and until tomorrow night at More 8 Than Ish, know that you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone in running this store. Have a great night, everybody. It's time for dinner. A twist of lemon. I like that. Have a good night.